that.
Shummy in, squared up Louis Kimber, but he's played it well. He's guided it down between third slip and Gully, who's moved a bit wider now, and that's got to sports people in a second as Shummy is in a skewed drive from Kimber. He wasn't quite into the shot, but he threw the hands through it with that big backlift, and it goes away to the right, because it is one of the Leicester Academy graduates at backward point, and Kimber picks up his second boundary. I mean, you can think in modern times, at least Perry has played in a World Cup for both for Australia in both football and cricket, but it used to be de rigueur, really, that cricketers would play football as Sevag. Evans facing up to Shummy, and he's gone. First ball that he's faced from Shummy. It was a beauty from with risk, unless you are a very good player indeed.
Yadav is in bowls again, and he is flashing this time, and he's got it wide of, well, between third and fourth slip. I say wide of fourth slip to his left, and dived across two-handed to his left. Couldn't get underneath the ball, and Kimber flashes and gets away with it. Picks up 4, moves on to 16 of 20 balls, 18 for 1, but far, far from convincing.
Again, too tight really to play the shot that he was wanting to. You could see.
Yadav is in, and Kimber inside edges down to long leg between his body and the stumps. 4-4. Came back in, and he took the bottom hand off the bat as he was looking to force on the offside. Thick inside edge, runs fine. Inside long leg down to fine leg. 4-4. So he picked up 2 boundaries in the over and has moved on to 20, but one would not say.
Shummy is in to Pujara, yet to get off the mark, and he's bowled him. Cheteshwar Pujara gone for a ducker. Mohammed Shummy spreads the arms wide like an aeroplane and then leaps to hug Pujara around the neck. That one will be much talked about. That was a beauty from Shummy. They've been moving away off the seam. That one came back in and took the top of the bails. Cheteshwar Pujara, a man very much in form, is gone for a 6-ball. Richie Benno, 22 for 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure Pujara will have he's a lovely man, and
evidence. Last ball of a very good over from Mohammed Shummy. He's down the leg side, and I think that might be leg buys. It's escaped KS, but punt in next.
Yeah. Yadav is in, bowls to Kimber, full and on driven, and he's got that one past the diving mid on Jadeja, I think it is there.
Shardul Thakur.
Thakur, I beg your pardon, and he couldn't quite get there. Slope to the members' seats between the pavilion and the meet, and Kimber picks up 4 with probably. Yadav is in and bowls, and Kimber is turning it out towards square leg. He's going to pick up another 4. A nice piece of
to the top of that delivery, that shot rather.
Yadav is in and bowls, and Kimber is turning it out towards square leg. He's going to pick up another 4. A nice piece of timing there. It does just speed of the outfield. That gentle push was able to run past umpire Gibson and gently out as far as the boundary in front of the Upton Steel stand over there. Consecutive boundaries to Louis Kimber, 28.
Shardul Thakur comes in his second over, and that's punched down. A shot of the morning so far from Jones with a little strike inside it on 4. Just limp on it, half volley from Shardul Thakur, and a lovely swing of the bat through the ball from Joey. He moves to 5.
Shot.
Shardul Thakur Raj with the shot not as quick. Does tend to try and pitch the ball up, where he does have a surprise.
The Bennett end.
And he's in to Rishabh Pant on 22. Shummy in, and that's beautifully driven away by Rishabh Pant. Slightly over pitch. It's the long boundary out that way, but Rishabh Pant doesn't fear long boundaries. First ball after lunch is a no ball, and driven a cordon, and Bharat's behind the stumps go down as Shummy is in to Rishabh Pant, then is driven away again through extra cover by Rishabh Pant. This one a little bit squarer, but no less pleasing on the eye. Rishabh Pant's second 4 of the over.
Enjoying himself, I think, here now in Leicester. In goes Thakur, bowls to him. He's leaning forward and steering it wide of the wider of the 2 gullies, who dived down, almost fourth slip really, dived to his left, got a hand to it and should perhaps
spread.
Thakur is in, a little bit short, up on his toes, beautifully played by Rishi Patel. A slightly angled bat, crunching it away through the offside to the extra cover boundary. Had a lot of time. It did sit up rather nicely. It did adjust. Thakur is in again to him, and he's driving off the back foot very straight through the offside this time. Mid-off, Gill couldn't get across in time. May not be the greatest fielder, but he's not bad. He's fairly quick. There's not of 246 for 8. To nobody's great surprise, that it has to be said. They did want to start bowling as soon as the match started this morning. The touring side, they did pick up 4 wickets during the morning session, which Leicestershire took on 101 for 4. Sam Evans made just a single. Cheteshwar Pujara guesting for Leicestershire, get him some time at the crease. Well, he didn't have long at the crease. He made a duck, in fact, before being bowled. He chopped on to Mohammad Shami. Louis Kimber made 31 before being caught behind of Mohammad Siraj, and Jerry Everson was bowled by Mohammad Siraj.
They field a good chunk of the morning session, and that's a beauty from Shami, and a really good catch by Hanuma Vihari at gully. It squared up Rishi Patel, angled into him, moved away. He was turned into a in that sense, but yes, he will have thought that there was a chance to make a real impression here.
Partnership of 58. Thakur is into Sam Bates, who is cutting away, driving away off the back foot, very nicely indeed. Used every inch of his 6'3" there.
From Shardul Thakur, not a terrible delivery, but cut away nicely. I sort of feel
The wicket to the young left-hander is in and bowls, and he's driving through extra cover for 4 more. No way that is going to be chased down. It just overpitched Thakur. 138 for 5.
A little bit loose, Shardul Thakur. He can go through these spells where that is the case. Or fluency to the way the bat's coming down from Bates.
Thakur is in, edged court at first slip. It edged and loaded. Yeah, he took him out there rather, didn't he? He was
Alistair Cook back in 2014.
Not out of 9 balls. That was in defeat at Northamptonshire.
Shami continues this longish spell from the Bennett end. That's cut hard by Rishabh Pant, cut so hard that the second gully cannot stop it. He got a hand to it, Vihari. Think that was so hurt his left hand. India will have bad memories of hurt hands in tour games. Avesh Khan and Washington Sundar both ruled out of the Test series last summer after hand injuries in the tour game. He's probably having a net somewhere. We did see him in his batting gear a little earlier. This one is edged, but much more controlled. This time the inside the 2 gullies, the fielder.
It is a risk when you're fielding when Rishabh Pant is batting, and Thakur turns, leans forward, he gets into his run and side off stump and fade away through the offside unceremoniously by Roman Walker, slightly.
With pretty much every ball.
In he goes and bowls, slightly over pitches on that occasion. It is straight and it's on driven most correctly, most pleasantly by Walker, back past the bowler, past umpire.
Either pitched the ball too full or too short. He has been driven away, and this is when you're bowling in the low 80s rather than.
And he's been in the fields as though he's been in the 40s for him for quite a long time. Goes Yadav and bowls down the leg side, helped on its way beautifully by Pant, just leant forward, picked it up and
paddle sweep basically off Umesh Yadav into the hospitality tent for 6.
How did it get a astonishing streak down the back of his whites where he's been polishing the ball. Yadav is in, bowls onto the leg side, and that is asking for it. It's a little bit short and unfussed. Pavilion end. To bowl to Rishabh Pant is in, bowls foolish, turns his wrists on the delivery, Pant, and just sort of clips it back, just leant forward and clipped it, but say the way he turned his wrists on it and where he hit it. In he goes and bowls full and is driven for 4. It's overpitched, it was a half volley and it was just outside off stump, and Walker wasn't going to miss out and didn't. Crunched it.
And Walker's done very well here. Every time it's been overpitched, he's driven it straight. Every time it's been short and wide, he's thumped it away through the